Hey, welcome. It's a daytime Facebook Live because tonight is, the trick or treat thing. And I didn't want to skip this one. And I was able to find my good buddy, BFF, Bestie. She's like hot on her game, man. She's back for an encore. Jennifer Boutwell of Salon Sanity. She's a Summit Salon owner. She's a Summit coach. She's a virtual coach. She was behind the chair, just stepped out behind the chair. She was on the program on number 65, you guys. Here we are, 182. What is that? Randy, do the math on that. That's like got to be close to 125 episodes later. And heck, we weren't talking about, Googling and blogging and websiting and SEO way back then. I think we were rubbing sticks together. And she is really one of the innovators. And I follow her close, and I wanted her on this morning with us to engage us in some of her best kept practices and secrets for, Googling, SEOing, getting on page one, and all the really cool stuff she's doing to pull that off. Those of you that are new to Jennifer, I'm going to tell you to go on Summit Salon's YouTube page until you find the 65th interview. She'll tell you the story. We're not going to cover that this morning, but here's how this has been her role, and this is a very typical, traditional ride for a Summit Salon. 555 and 16 were her sales, went to 617, 675 and 18. That's consistent growth, and she's cooking to do 750. If you do that, that's just under a 20% increase in spite of her stepping out from behind the chair, which is probably $150,000 a year this year. She grew in spite of that. And there were 3 people that got on with their life. And when you add that number to that number, it's like $200,000 in business is up for grabs. And she's still growing at 20%. Why, you say? Because of her digital marketing and branding. So we're going to be talking about that today. In the salon's average ticket is $80. Base price in the salon is $40 or just under for a haircut. Look at this referral percent. 9 plus 13. Do the math on that, guys. That's like 22% of her total guest count is new. And it's because of what she's doing in her salon digital and marketing effort. And that's why I wanted her to come in and share today. And she's rebooking at 52% as well. If you Google, which I already have, salons in Gretna, which is a parish right outside of New Orleans, she comes up number 1 on page 1. So she's doing something to get there. That's why she's running at 22%. If I hit it, it brings me to her Google for Business page. She would get an Academy Award for the best design Google for Business salon page that I've ever seen. I can count on 3 fingers salons that are this hot. She's taking advantage of her features. When you scroll down, she's taking advantage of her little slideshow, which is latest greatest feature. She's taking advantage of all of her offers that she has cooking there. Like she's just took it to the max. Now a lot of that is because of what she's learning when she gets on the social media intensives, and she's in some other Summit Salon owner projects as well. But she's just hitting it. And no, wait, there's more. When I hit the website button, it brings to a brand newly designed website. I'm waiting for there it is, design that she just launched. She's excited about that as well. And you can see her social media links right at the top. So when I hit the Instagram link, it brings me seamlessly to a beautiful salon, the salon's Instagram page. And if I navigate any of those grids, hit them, it brings me to her people's pages. So needless to say, she's in the game. She's in the game big time. And when you look at what she's hanging out with, iPhone 10 on her pages, all the right stuff. You're going to want to follow her at Salon Sanity on both Instagram, and then if you want to follow her page, you can follow that as Jennifer_J_Boutwell. But she's going to tell you all about that. Now she's in the room now, the green room now. I'm going to go back to bring her, get her, and then I'm going to get her talking about her best practices. So keep your fingers crossed and pray that the Wi-Fi gods are behaving themselves today, and they are. So give it up for her, will you guys?
Hey,
How did I do in setting you up? Was that good?
Oh, awesome. Amazing.
All right. Well, listen, I want to cut right to the chase because you and I just love geeking out with you on all the latest, greatest, salon digital marketing and branding practices. And you are like on the forefront. You are riding that tsunami. So you're doing something on your first key with SEO best practices, and you're running some staff contests to incentivize your staff to getting Google reviews. Talk about that.
So we run different contests in regards to Google. You cannot incentivize your guests to do reviews because Google sees that as not good and you paying for a review. So what we did was I incentivized my team, and whoever got the most reviews over a month period, then they won a mystery box. And the mystery box was a little Coach clutch purse that I had picked up last year on Black Friday. So in that month's time, they would just ask their friends and family and their guests, hey, if you enjoy your service, please go on and give us a review. So we literally had 29 reviews in that 1 month. So, I mean, it skyrockets. We were already averaging about eight to 10 reviews a month, but we were way up this month.
Yeah, and as you're talking, I brought the world to your Google page. You're running at a 4.6 on a 5 average, which is pretty much off the charts. And at 137 reviews, I think the typical salon is like, those that have reviews 12, 15, 20. So that number continues to spike. And it's because you're incentivizing your staff to engage the guest in conversations that inspire and compel your guest to submit Google reviews, which spikes up that's one of the reasons why you're on page 1.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And then the other thing is we have mirror clings, and we change them out every 8 weeks. And each mirror has a review about that particular service provider that works out of that station from a guest. And so we'll get those reviews from Facebook, our demand force, Google, and then we change them out. So when our guests are sitting there, they're reading the review, and then they're like, oh, well, let me go give a review. I want to be on the mirror.
Right. So and as you're talking, I'm actually showing one of the ad slicks, and then I think there's another one that you had with a little heart. There it is, little heart on it. Show your service provider some love. I love that. And then if anybody that's watching is curious about that, I'm going to have them direct message you, or better yet, this is where your consulting practice is going as a summit coach, and the overwhelming majority of coaching you're doing is one-on-one online. So if somebody, a Summit Salon, wants to sign up with you and buy a handful of your hours, this comes with the ride, I think.
Oh, absolutely. We can get on there, walk them through, help them really maximize their Google business page, and then teach them how to get their service providers to actually ask their guests for reviews. Because nice. That's key. Our service providers, our guests are coming back. They love us. They just need to know, hey, go show that love to us.
So your second key then is really some blogging, which is like the newest thing, and it's confusing to salons, and we're always on the front end of it, but you're the first in that game, and I want to get you talking about that this morning, Jennifer, of what is blogging, how is it working on your website, and is it driving, is it getting your ratings up on Google? Is that responsible for you being on page 1 as well?
Yeah, so we actually started blogging probably 5 years ago, and it was really before I even knew how to read all the insights and things like that. And I kind of had gotten to the point where I didn't think it was working. So we stopped for about 5 or 6 months. And then I was like, this is crazy. I need to bring it back. Something wasn't connecting. And as I started researching, all of the blogging, definitely when people are searching keywords, those keywords from that blogging info will show up on Google. And so having a blog is really important from the back end, just to help get you more traffic. And I was blessed to really be a great part of this class that's going to be launching next year with Jessica and Kim, who are with SSBC. And they were like, you have to bring your blogging back. And we have, and it's amazing. Like, people are interacting with it, and we're seeing it again. And it's helping with the search engine from the backside with the website and Google.
Now, the other thing you did, Jennifer, is you put out, and I actually saw this because I'm on your salon's private page. I think that's what prompted this interview. You had a little, and I pulled it out on my mobile now so I can actually hold it up for the world to see, where you and put out a post that got your people brainstorming on ideas for blogs. Talk about that.
Yeah, so I just reached out to my team to see who would be interested in helping me with this and to give me topics. And at the end of the day, not everyone wants to sit down and write a blog, but a lot of times they have the info and they kind of like are like, let's do this or let's do that. They just don't know how to put the words on paper. So there's about 3 or 4 of us that are working together to actually take that content and form the blog. And our goal is to do one a month. But we just decided, I think last week before I even spoke to you, we're going to do one a month on something dealing with the hair industry, and then one a month on like a sanity, wellness, being the best you that you can be. So I'll be doing that blog, and then one of the team members will do blogs in regards to the fashion industry.
Right, and I'm reading the actual, what some of your people submitted, how to take care of hair extensions, why exfoliate and moisturize your skin, how to choose the right eye makeup. So these are topics, they're tied into your keywords, and you're now incentivizing your staff to actually get involved in the creation of the blogs.
Yeah, because when the blogs are out there, my team are the ones that's getting the new guests. And so the more exposure that I can give them, the better. And the blogs just kind of quantifies or gives them credibility as a professional.
Right, right. Now, where on your website are you keeping your blogs currently?
We do our blogs through blogger.com, and then my web guy linked that to our website.
Got it. And part of the blogging is, yes, you're attempting to turn your website into well, we'll call it a guest learning channel for blogging. But blogging, Google loves blogs, especially when you kind of are inside of the Google framework on what they want to see as a blog, and bringing pictures and adding videos to your blogs. And I know that you're paired up with that because you and I were actually Googling on, what is it, the 12, 13 parts that Google likes to make a great blog. Talk about that just a little bit.
Yeah, so one of the things was making sure it's original content, adding pictures to your blogs, being informative, not just talking, but proposing questions and answering those. It needs to be over 1,000 words. So, I mean, if you go and just Google, what is Google looking for in blogs, tons of stuff will come up. Some may be relevant, some may not. But we just kind of started adding in the pictures, making sure it's more than a certain amount of words, changing up the content so that it's not the same thing over and over.
And the branding of the actual blog itself, that if you didn't know any better, you would think that you're reading, looking at a magazine article. So it's very professionally done. And I think that you're kind of driving and orchestrating that in your salon. You're like the director of blogging services, if you will, right?
Yeah, I mean, our target market is 24 to 34. And so they really like looking at the blogs, and they like looking at pictures, and they want to be informed and experience stuff. So we're trying to take the topics that the team has come up with and really gear it towards that market.
And for salons that are intimidated to blog, or whatever it is, that there are now service providers that will help, that literally create the blog for you or with you for a service fee. I've just seen that now showing up on my radar, from $50 to $100, depending on how fancy you get with the blog. So it's something that you can outsource.
Yeah, I mean, with us, our team's really great about everyone working together. And so when someone goes above and beyond and does something like that, they'll get a gift card to Starbucks or Chick-fil-A, but they get recognized and we celebrate them in our team meetings. We celebrate them on our Facebook page. It's part of our culture, to do more than what you're paid to do.
Right.
And so I'm very blessed in the fact that when I ask my team to do stuff, they just jump in and do it because they know that the more they put forth, it's going to come back tenfold.
Right. Well, I'm going to, yeah, I'll have some commentary after I chat with you about this. But blogging now is I think we're on the very forefront of, you want to have that domain in your website. You want to have that well thought out. You want to have keywords built into your blogs. You want to make sure that you're inside of the Google for business, let's call it court, if you will, because all of this gets you to page one. And when you get to page one, you get to have 25% of your guests are now new, and you can take hits like, 3 people. I think you said that there were 3 people that aren't with me today. I stepped out from behind the chair. When you do the math on that revenue, that's a couple $100,000 in business, and in spite of all of that, you're going to grow at 20%. I mean, that's unprecedented. I've not heard of a salon to get to that potency where their digital marketing and branding is that strong that you can't tell by looking at the numbers that people are going away or the owner stepped out. So kudos to you.
Thank you. Thank you. I
Now,
mean, that's definitely a blessing.
now I have one more key I want to get out of you because I'm trying to like sap all of your wisdom while I have you on, and that is, you now have something going where you're looking for the quote influencer guests, and you're building some incentive around that. Talk about what that is.
Yeah, so 2 years ago, I brought one of my team leaders, Kaylin, and my salon director, Haley, with me to Summit in Atlanta. And when we would brainstorm every night, they came up with, Jen, let's do this promotion where we find influencers for our company and let's call it Sanity Stars. And so we launched it like literally a month after being at Summit. And we just put a contest out there. If you would love to represent our company for the next year and be a part of different events and things like that, you'll get 20% off of your services as well as products for the next year. But these are the things you have to do. And so we were really blessed. We picked 3 people who have just been amazing influencers in our company. We just ran the second contest because that year is up, and we will be announcing the new winners next week. And we're going to pick 6 people instead of 3. And basically what they do is they represent our company. They've gone to charity events for us. They check in when they're at the salon. They're posting selfies. They post pictures and share all of our stuff on their news feed on Instagram, Facebook. They come in and do photo shoots for us. And it's all, they get 20% off. And so it's just a win-win. We created a formal contract for them to sign. They live by it, we live by it, and it works really great.
Now, I've got an actual on your PowerPoint. I've got an actual picture of the ad, one of your mats where you had that. Where on social media or where online did you get this awareness out to your guest base? You said you posted it. Was it on your Instagram pages and your websites? And where was that again?
We posted it on Facebook and Instagram. All of our team members posted it on their Facebook and Instagram pages, and we did it for 2 weeks, and anyone that was interested would just comment. And then what we've done is we've taken the list. I think we had about 40 or 45 people that wanted to represent us. And we've gone through and we've looked at who is already a customer in our salon company, who is already posting and advertising for us, who checks in, who posts selfies, who has more than 200 followers, who's posting every single day. They're posting stories. They're doing all of these things because we don't want someone that's not going to truly represent us and our brand. We want people that love our company, love our service providers, and they tell all of their friends about it. So creating this and them being a part on their social media is how it's all going to work.
Yeah, I'm actually, what I'm doing now is actually blowing this up so that I can actually show this. And this it looks like it was one. Is this one of your winners?
Yeah, so this is Kayla. She is actually she's one of our front desk people. She's been with me for a while, but she has represented our company really well. She posts selfies on Instagram all the time. She models all of our boutique clothes for us, does photo shoots, sends us 5 to 10 referrals a month. You know, she's 20 years old, in college. She works at a little restaurant, local bar and grill, and she works at the salon. So she's very active out and about.
Yeah, you said something really, really, really key, and that is she's good for 5 to 10 referrals a month. Your average ticket is $80. So I got you at let's see, 400, somewhere between $400 to $800 a month in new business. You do the math on that, that's just around 10 grand a year. So we've monetized, and she's works as your front desk, and she happens to be an influencer. So if people went to her Instagram page, how many followers does she have?
The last time I checked, she has 700 or 800. And now she does have a private account, but it's crazy because the referrals come from people that she actually knows.
Yes.
And it's, you know, all face to face people that she has relationships with.
Well, this is what I love about this, though, Jennifer, is 700 to 800 people for a client is 3, 4, 5 times the average. So if you're benchmarking that against a global influencer, this makes no sense. But you're saying, no, no, this is somebody that's got 700 to 800 followers, and all of the people that are following them are probable referrals. So this idea is it's very ingenious, and that, you know, the essence of genius is simplicity. And what you're saying is, if you this year you got 3 influencers. Now, and one of them is your person at the front desk. Her name is Gina.
Kayla.
Kayla, I beg your pardon. The other 2, I'm assuming their profile is similar, 800, 900, 1,000 followers.
Yeah, and the other 2 were existing clients, Shannon and Hong, and they've just been amazing the whole year.
So would they be in or around what Kayla does on a month in terms of new?
Probably. I know. Yeah, probably so. I know Shannon has about 1,200 followers. I don't remember exactly what Hong has, but they both send us referrals each month and post about our salon company.
I mean, I mean, if you just, I'm doing the math in my head. If those 3 influencers are good for even 10 referrals a month, that's 120 a year times $80 for an average ticket. You're at 10 grand, and your investment was they get 20% off on their services and their products. So this is amazing, absolutely amazing.
Yeah. And I think this year we're going to sweeten the deal a little bit. Like, we're having t-shirts made for them. We're going to put together like a whole welcome beauty bag, like a beauty bag with essentials in it, you know, shampoos, conditioners, and things like that, because we want to make sure that, one, they always look their best, and that we really take care of them for all the things that they do for us.
I love it. Well, we're running over, but this has been, I'm going to call up Guinness Book of World Records as soon as this show is done and say, we made history. This was the best yet. This tutorial was priceless. It was a tutorial to the 10th power, Jennifer. Now, I want to do a shameless plug for you. I want people that are watching this today, and there's going to be a few thousand people that are going to be watching this over the next few days, that you're their huckleberry. If I'm a Summit Salon owner and I'm going, okay, I see that Google, reviews, SEO, website, blogging, incentivize, I mean, all this is my next, but where do I go? You need to go to Jennifer Boutwell. And she doesn't need to be on a plane, a train, or an automobile to serve you. That she, you know, you're buying a handful of hours of her time, and she can get you to where she's at, so that your numbers, your metrics can spike where she's. So this truly is an unprecedented interview. I don't recall interviewing a Summit coach that had this much relevancy in what they're doing. So congratulations.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
All right, I'm going to let you go, and then I'm going to summarize by telling the world what I got from you and kind of show them some slicks that we didn't have a chance to do. So thank you very much, Jennifer. You and I will be kind of debriefing this afterwards, but let's give it up for Jennifer Boutwell one more time, you guys.
Bye.
Thank you very much, my friend. I'll talk to you soon.
Bye.
One more time, you guys. I'm going to see if the Wi-Fi gods will be kind enough to me to allow me to bring you to that PowerPoint, because I want to tell you what she just told us. So her best practice, her first key practice is, and I called it the SEO, the search engine, which is fancy geek speak for getting to page one, is she now is, technically you cannot incentivize a guest to give you great reviews, but she's incentivizing her staff to talk to the guest and encourage them about submitting a Google review, and she spiked her Google reviews up to around 150. That counts. That matters for getting you to page one. So the more reviews you have, the more responsive you are to. And what she's done is she's got a mirror sticker for 2 examples of a mirror sticker. Here's, if you are happy with your service, please leave us a review on Google. So she's not telling, all she's doing is encouraging them to express their gratitude. Here she says, show your service provider some love. We would like to thank you for being an amazing guest at Salon Sanity. If you loved your service, please leave a review on Google about the salon team member. This is all ethical. It's certainly legal, and it's how she's getting herself to page one. Then she brought us to blogging on the website. Now has become the latest, greatest way of getting to Google page one as well. So here are all of her blogs, and this came from ideas from her people. These are all tied into keywords, so that when she does blog and people read them, it helps on her Google rating. How to take care of your hair extensions, why exfoliate and moisturize the skin, how to choose the right eye makeup, eye color, how to properly take care of your color investment, how to make fantasy hair color last longer, spring and summer fashion trends. If you go on her website, you will see those blogs. I'm going to begin posting examples of those blogs because they're beautifully done, beautifully branded. The nice pictures, the fonts are nice. And it really looks like she outsourced that to somebody that would create that for her at $100 blog. So that was key. And then last but certainly not least, she's got 3 influencers in her company now. She ran a little promotion to do this. Her influencers are regular clients that have anywhere from 700 to 1,200 followers. She incentivizes them to be influencers, meaning to do selfies and to say nice things on their social media platform. They get 20% off services and products. You guys, this is brilliant. And she's got 3 this year. She's going to double that to 6 next year. This year, she's getting like 12 referrals a month from those 3 influencers. That's 120 a year at $80 a ticket. I mean, just do the math. And then she's rebooking that. I mean, you could extrapolate this math to go, are you kidding me? This is unbelievable. And she chatted about, we didn't chat about this, but her and I did a sidebar on her front end investment on this. Is her metric on her ratio for advertising and marketing. The budget guideline currently says 1%. She's running, I believe, at 3 or 4% because she's did some investment in her website and some other things. So she should start seeing this even out over time. And this will be a great conversation next year about what is this going to move up the budget guideline for advertising and marketing as we get into more digital branding and Google and SEO, et cetera. So a great interview. So I want to give it up for one more time. If you're new to us, this is you're watching on Michael Cole Summit Facebook, which is now a learning channel for people like you that want to stay ahead of the curve about what do I need to know to get on page one. Do the same on Instagram, Michael Cole Summit on Instagram. This particular interview will curate it, edit it down to a few minutes, and we will put it on our Instagram TV channel for you to watch as well. Hang out on our summitsalon.com, because here are the tools now that we're creating for people behind the chair, from scripts to script guides to planners on how we're teaching service providers to use the internet to fill in open time. So I'm going to send you there on that as well. We now have a summitsalon365.com to watch more educational videos that relate to this conversation. You can now get in touch with Jennifer. Either direct message her, where she will be more than happy to do a complimentary 1-hour consultation on what she can do for you to help you on your digital marketing and branding needs as well. We have mobile calculators, we have mobile trackers on that .com, and now you can see every time I do this, I'm wearing a tattoo. I don't do tattoos, but I do tattoos and beautiful apparel. If that's something that interests you, Rob Miller, our illustrator on Rob Goblin, has now even put a .com MC tattoos, and you can take a peek at what he has there. He just does extraordinary work. So great show, you guys. On behalf of L'Oreal Professional Products, from Redken to Baxter to Matrix to Biolize to Mazzani, Pulp Riot is our newest, Essie, Kerastase, Shoe, L'Oreal Professional. Thank you for doing that. Your financial support allows us to bring this broadcast. It's almost like public TV for salon and spas. Summit Salon Business Center, thank you. If you're interested in having a conversation with us and you're a salon owner, you're not Summit yet, ask your Salon Centric, your state beauty supply, and or your RDA ProMart, and they'd be more than happy to help you. So great show. Going to let you all go. We got a busy day going ahead of us, and thanks one more time, and let's give it up for Jennifer Boutwell as well.